All right, so finally back in my space so I can give you a proper review. If you're watching this video, you want to know, that's backwards. You want to know which one of these buds you should get, the Momentum 4s, the newly released, or the Technics AZ80s. Now I'm going to be very impartial in this review. I'm going to give you a comparison, a specs breakdown, and at the end of the video, I'll share my opinions. And if this is your first time on my channel, my name is Fredo. I'm a hybrid athlete here in New York City. That means I run, I box, I swim, and then I test headphones for fun. Now, just to preface, I don't test these like other reviewers. I'm not sitting at a desk. I'm outside in the subway, working out, avoiding homeless people trying to kill me. New York City things. So the buds have to perform. They've got to have good transparency mode. They have to have good noise cancellation. They have to have good sound, especially at that premium price point. So you're going to try to make this a quick one. Let's get into it. Now let's talk about the ergonomics of these buds. So the Sennheiser is the black copper colorway and the AZ80 is their silver white colorway. Both of these kind of look like a piece of jewelry and they're both pretty chunky buds. And actually, since we're facing this direction, we're going to talk about the tips. Now I had to switch out the tips on the Momentum 4s. The Momentum 4 tips that they come with were terrible. They gave me like an irritation. It's very cheap silicone. They kind of downgraded. The AZ80's tip, if you can see in there, it has a little foam meshy thing and a triangle pattern to keep it in. And this prevents from earwax building up. This one, I had to swap it out. Even though the new one has like vents that protect you from earwax, it's not doing a great job. When it comes to the shape, the Momentum 4 has like a little wing right here. The wing only does so much to help you keep it in your ear. Also, the bud is very top heavy. It's very sharp, angular, top heavy. So when it goes in your ear, it sits like this and then it's kind of just like hanging out. So depending on your ears, this might be a problem. It's not my first choice. If you look at the Momentum 4, there's a little black dot there. That's where the mic is. And that mic is a problem. We'll talk about it down the line. Now, when it comes to the AZ80, this bud is beautifully engineered. Now, first off, it sits in your ear very nicely because when you put it in your ear, you put it in and then you twist it. So it sits nice and flush where it evenly distributes its weight into your ear. The bud also has this specially molded bit right here. It's kind of like bulbous and it fits in the conch of your ear so nicely. So the weight is nicely distributed. The lock-in, once you actually turn them in your ear, are perfect, even though it's a bigger bud. And what I like about it is that you can grab the outside of this bud to adjust it without manipulating the touch sensor. You can't do that with the Momentum 4. Momentum 4, if you try to grab it, you're probably going to activate the touch sensor. So when it comes to bud ergonomics, the AZ80s win hands down for me. Now, when it comes to the case, obviously there's a clear winner. Easy win here for the Technics AZ80, and I'm going to tell you why. Not only is the case smaller, the case has a Find My feature, and that's one up on the Sennheiser Momentum 4. Me personally, I like to go on runs, and one of these cases makes me look like I'm a pervert while I'm standing at Whole Foods trying to buy a bottle of water, and the other one is super sleek and slim. That being said, of course, both these cases have USB-C charging and wireless charging on the bottom, which is super convenient. Obviously a necessity for a bud in 2024, especially if it's competitive. Point goes to AZ80s. Hope you guys are keeping track here. So we're going to speed run through the next couple specs. When it comes to Bluetooth, the Momentum 4s have Bluetooth 5.4 and the AZ80s have Bluetooth 5.3. That being said, it's not really that big of a difference, and I've experienced dropouts with the Momentum 4s and I have not experienced them with the Momentum 3s. So Bluetooth 5.3 or 5.4 is really not a game changer. That being said, talking about game changer, AZ80s have a 3 connection multi-point. You can connect 3 different devices. The Momentum 4s, you can only do 2, which is the standard. This one is the exceptional feature. Also, the multi-point on the AZ80s is really nice because you don't have to pause your music and start it somewhere else for it to activate. You can seamlessly switch between 3 devices. The Momentum 4, you have to stop and pause your media that's playing and then switch to your device, which is obviously a hassle. So weird that the 5.3 is performing better than the 5.4. And that's kind of going to be the trend for the whole video, just a heads up. IP rating, these are IPX4 and these are IPX5.4. The Momentum 4s have a better IP rating on paper. That being said, I've been caught in the rain and ran with both of these buds. And remember how I told you the Momentum 4s have that black dot there? Their mic placement is terrible. And that mic, it picks up so much wind noise, there's no way to get around it. And you cannot automatically switch. The buds aren't intelligent enough to automatically switch. They're not adaptive. The Momentum 4s, even though the IPX rating is 5.4, because they have that mesh in there that protects from earwax and other wetness, I think they perform better in my experience. So the win also goes to the AZ80s on that. Also, they handle noise like wind very well. They are adaptive, so they'll turn off the ambient sound so that way your eardrums don't get blown out. The AZ80s have a 10mm driver, while the Momentum 4s have the same 7mm drivers as the Momentum 3s. Now, some people say that driver size isn't everything, but it does make a difference. They both have touch controls via the touch surface, and they're both customizable touch controls. I'm gonna say, and you can quote me or misquote me on this, that they both have ability to customize all the controls that you want. Whether that's phone calls, volume, answer, pause, mute, etc. They're both capable devices, so that's a win for both. When it comes to call quality, the Momentum 4s have a really good sounding mic. I called my mom the other day. She said I sounded 9 out of 10. The AZ80s also have good call quality. I'd rank them on the same page as the Momentum 4s, so it might be a tie there. Again, your testing may vary depending on your environment and how loud your voice is and what device you're using. So that's a quick rundown on the feature set of both these buds, just the specs. While we're on that note, the Momentum 4s have the promise of potentially getting some really cool software features like Auracast and low energy Bluetooth and some other stuff that don't matter to me because I'm an iPhone user. Also, I didn't mention codecs because again, I'm an iPhone user. Those things don't matter. I'm using Apple Music, I'm using Spotify, and that's how I'm listening to my content. That being said, they both have high-res codecs. And if you have an Android phone, you can maybe take advantage of the Sennheiser Momentum 4 features, but realistically, both of these are good for Android users as well. So yeah, there's about 3 categories left, and then a couple things we have to preface. Noise canceling. The noise canceling on the Momentum 4 sounds really, really good. It rivals Bose. I've got the Bose Ultras over there. They rival Bose. They're amazing. I would rate them a 9 out of 10 in noise canceling. The AZ80s have noise canceling, and the noise canceling you can dial up or dial down to your desire. I would rate this noise canceling an 8 out of 10. Transparency mode or aware mode. The aware mode on the AZ80s is amazing. It is very clear. Voices are clear. It handles loud sounds well, and it's adjustable from 1 to 100. The Momentum 4s also have a good aware mode. Voices sound natural, you can keep in your ear, and they handle sounds decently well. My problem with the Momentum 4s, they could have been perfect, but because they use bad components and bad electronics and bad architecture that are poorly shielded, they suffer from a hissing sound. Whether you're in the low, medium, or high setting, you will get a hissing sound in transparency mode. It makes it sound like there's a mosquito in your ear, it makes it sound like you have tinnitus, and it drives me crazy. The AZ80s do not suffer from that. So when it comes to aware mode, the AZ80s are the clear winner. Now, I'd love to talk about the sound quality, which one of these sound better. That's super subjective. Some people are really into the Sennheiser sound. They have a special sound personalization profile. My problem is that you have to sell your personal data and information to get access to that feature. That's BS. A lot of you guys don't realize that you're selling your personal data to get the best out of these buds. This one, you can EQ them however you want. You don't need to sell your data. They have really good presets, and the EQ in the app works really well. The EQ on this, you can customize the sliders and they actually do something. This one, it's like giving a little kid a remote control, but it's not plugged into the gaming system. You're not really doing anything. These will sound better before these without selling your data. You do have to give these about a week of burning with your favorite genre, and they're gonna sound better over time. They age like fine wine. These will sound good out the box if you sound personalize them. They both sound amazing. They both have great highs, mids, lows, instrument separation, great bass. But again, that 10mm driver on the AZ80s is gonna give you more bass and more sub bass than the 7mm driver. The size matters. So for me, the AZ80s sound better. You can buy them and test them for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Independent testing is important. Don't trust anybody on YouTube. So for $300, the choice has always been clear to me. The AZ80s is the winner based off of specs, sound quality, usability, durability. I'm not worried about the battery dying or the bud magically spontaneously stop working or anything like that. These don't have a bad history of failure like the Momentums do. And you can look at all this in the comment sections of YouTube, on the forums on Reddit, it's all there. That being said, the thing that I want to preface is that the Momentum 4s are built off the bad architecture of the Momentum 3s. They're a rehash of an old product with some supposed firmware updates allegedly. Like even the box on this, it's kind of sketchy. It says Bluetooth 5.3 instead of Bluetooth 5.4. There's a reason why that is. Sennheiser is kind of trying to pull a fast one on people. This is not really a newer product. It is more like a mid-tier upgrade like Momentum 3.5s, and they should have had this version released as the Momentum 3s. They're not competitive in 2024 when you have buds like AZ80s that are just
look nicer, sound nicer, have a smaller case, have the Find My feature, everything like that.
So yeah, there's your conclusion. The AZ80s is the better bud for $300. I want to remind you that I was the first person, I usually am the first person to get his hands on newest products. I have access to everything here in New York City, and I give you completely honest reviews, no BS. And a lot of people try to flame me saying that these buds were great. They're not. Your favorite reviewers who said they were great are lying. And I mean, what do you expect? At 1 million, 2 million followers, they're bought. You either die the hero or live long enough to become the villain. It's one of the best quotes I can think of. So do your own independent research. If you don't believe me, test them out for yourself. Check on Reddit, check the YouTube comments. We're all independent thinkers here, or at least we should be. There is a lot of personal preference when it comes to buds, but the truth is that my 8 years in tech, 10 years in marketing have given me a unique advantage to spot cash grabs and products that are not worth it, on top of the special testing that I do here in New York City. So if you want more honest reviews, subscribe, check out my channel, use the links in the descriptions, give me a kickback. And stay tuned because I'm dropping a video of all the best headphones of 2024 in the premium price category. I've got a stack of headphones that I'm testing. This is only a few of them. There's more on the table. The Bose Ultra's there too. Sony XM5s. Jabra Elite 10 are not there because those are trash. Spoiler alert. The Technics AZ80s, the XM4s, the Status Buds, the Tozos. And if you have any questions about buds, I gotta put these down. If you have any questions about buds, just drop it in the comments. I respond to 70% of the comments you leave. I'll recommend something that should be a good fit for you. Don't be a bozo, and I'll see you in the next one.